Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to NinjaTrader Live. My name is Jim Cagnina. We have an awful lot of stuff to talk about. Let's go ahead and do a really quick edge report right now. Let's take a look at the E-mini S&P chart. I mean, we're coming back a little bit here. This is a 10-minute candle chart. And in honor of our next guest, I do have the regular trading hour VWAP study on the charts right there. We had another one of those White House press conferences. Markets seemed to like it. We really pretty good. The most interesting stat, though, of the day really is this edge full initial balance breakout by weekday. We did it again. I did a look back, a 6 month look back. And on that look back, 81.1% of the time we had a single break below the initial balance, which we did. The bottom of the initial balance was 53.16 half. There's only 11% chance of a double break. Now, this is what makes this interesting. The top of the initial balance is at 53.88, and we have a strong rally going here. So a lot of folks might look at the stat and say, aha, it's a very small chance that we're going to actually close above here based on this 6 month look back. Maybe I want to use this as a stop area or an entry area or something like that. So keep that in mind. That's how I kind of think about some of these stats. There's a 7% chance there's no break, but that's out the window. We've already had the break. This is the gap, though. See this rectangle up here? This looks like a chimney. This is the gap from regular trading hours close yesterday to regular trading hours open today. And very unlikely, anything could happen any given Sunday. Very unlikely, though, in my mind, that we're going to go ahead and fill that gap today. We'd have to get up to we'd have to get up to 54.89 half to fill that gap. So right now, though, we're making a pretty nice comeback. The last thing I wanted to point out on this particular chart was the fib line. I drew the fib line from the regular trading hour high down to this peak low here that we saw at the 1220 to 1230 candle. That was our peak low right here at 51.44, and then it's been nothing but uphill ever since then. So we've retraced all the way through there. Yeah, I could have tagged it. I could have done an outside fib all the way to the highs of the day. But at this point, I think the focus was on regular trading hours. Let's do the same analysis for the micro NASDAQ. Micro NASDAQ, oopsie, sorry about that. Again, systematic price action here. This looks the same. This chart looks the same, right? It looks the same. That edge full stat right here, right now, 76.19% of a single break. We have that single break below the bottom of the initial balance. That came right out of the gates. That's at 18,561. Double break only 7.14% of the time would we expect to break above the initial balance high, and that's 18,870-ish, give or take a couple ticks. But we're contending. There's a contender going on here. And then the no break percentage, who cares? We have a break already. A couple of things I wanted to point out really quickly here. We did have that 7% lock limit. And Deli kind of explained it really good in an X post. So if you want to check out that X post. But the bottom line is we just bounced so quickly to it. There's this 2 minute watch period. And so it just bounced off at the 2 minute watch period started. And then we traded above that lock limit. And then it shifted from 7% to 13%. That's the explanation. That's what I understand as well. But check out Anthony's post that he posted on X. It lays it out really nicely. Again, retracement wise, we're already retraced back up. We're touching this first upper standard deviation band right now. We just wicked to it. And I know Elias and Stowe are like, yeah. So we'll see. We're going to get to them in a minute. Look at what happened look at the trend here on RSI. Really nice velocity up on the RSI, but we're still, kind of middle in it, right? We're at 58, nowhere near 70, so nothing to worry about there. Really quickly, let's go to the 30-year bond. We had an auction today that went off pretty well, actually. This 30-year auction bid to cover ratio was 2.43. You'd like it to be over 2.5 or higher, so that wasn't so great. But really what was kind of interesting was there's the awards at the high yield were only 9.47%. So the U.S. Treasury wants awards at the high bids as low as possible, right? They want to make they want this auction to go in their favor. So when you see something this low, you would say, well, this is a pretty. There's some appetite here for the 30-year bonds. Primary dealers took out 12.3, but down here under indirect, 61.88%. There's a lot of foreign buyers involved in that number. And so that's a good thing. So, I think this fear that no one wants to buy U.S. debt is maybe a little bit oversold here. Now the market broke down pretty badly. Still, I mean, we're still kind of breaking back down here in the 30-year Treasury bond, but probably be looking for opportunities to buy in a little while. Having said all that, folks, let's get to the main event today. OrderFlow Labs is in the house. Stowe, Elias, how are you guys?
Hey, what is up? Hey,
Good,
Jim.
Jim. How you doing, Jim?
I'm doing pretty good, man. I feel good. You guys are on fire. All you guys have been great, and it's so hard to trade to close for me personally. You guys are nailing it, so I'm gonna go ahead and back out. I think one of you guys might be in a trade. Stowe might be in a trade. I don't know. So I'm
Yep.
gonna back out and let you guys do your thing.
All right. Thanks, man. We'll see you in a bit.
Thanks, Jim. You short from VWAP?
No.
Are you
What was
long?
that? No, I'm short. Um, I've been working this short idea all day, and we finally got some responsiveness up there. Um, yeah, we're coming up to the +1. Um, just in this node, and I saw this little bit of absorption and then initiation there. So I hopped in, kind of a crappy fill there at 625, but we got one off at 601, and then we got another one off there at IBL. Now we're holding below. If we can hold below the IB low, I'm trying to trace this whole thing back. So
Yeah, I'm in from actually my last ad, I guess, is just under VWAP at 613. I'm just in one. I did get chopped up a little bit trying to get that short, but
man, this is it's strong though. So I've got this anchored VWAP down here from that swing low, and I mean it held the second in between this. So this is new. I haven't done this on this stream yet, but this is how I treat anchored VWAP stuff. I do put standard deviations on those. I do 0.5 and 1. And this is kind of my hold zone for the micro time frame, microstructure stuff. And see, we've now retraced to the VWAP itself from that swing low, so we might be bouncing there. I don't know. It made a pretty big bounce off of its limit down exactly, which is extremely suspect to me. But yeah, whatever the market wants to do.
they won't let it limit down.
No, they won't let it limit down. If it's a bad look, it's a bad look. So yeah, everybody's waiting for it, and it has yet to happen any of these times. You start to wonder, start to put your tinfoil hat on a little bit about that. Hey, Tracy. Yeah. But yeah, that was that trade idea. I don't know if we're gonna stay in it, but we can go back and take a look at the day. I did do quite a bit of trading today. So it was a pretty straightforward open. Rejected off of the open itself a couple times, and then just began to break down. This yellow area, I believe it's colored wheat. Leo, just so you know what colors I'm using. I know you like to copy my color palette. Rejected off of that, and then just proceeded to break down. I tried to buy it here at around 500s. This was where the weekly trend was going to be confirmed or not for me. Just also based on some weekly VWAP and stuff that I do. If this was going to keep going up, it would have stayed in the +1 standard deviation of the weekly. And once it fell out of that, you see it just puked its guts out. So I took a stop here and then just got short and then just peeled it off the whole way down. Then I re-added here. This was the bond auction. We had a pretty big spike in rejection of the RTH VWAP. Got in here, peeled off, peeled off, peeled off. And so that's just been the idea. I've been trying to stay on sides with the short thesis. Came up, got to VWAP again, peeled off, got stopped. Then I got short again here at the 24-hour VWAP, peeled off, got stopped. Now we're trying it again. So that's the story of my day. Just another day trading the world's largest range.
Yep.
How'd everybody else do today? How'd the chat do? Let's see. Filled and flat today. Stowe casually opening up deep in profits. XY, what I do is I have like 6 different instances and I just put trades on all of them. And then the one that's in the most amount of profit, that's what I show up to Jim with. So he looks impressed every time.
Sweet.
Yeah, the swings today were brutal.
Somebody said they blew one account. I hit my daily loss limit in my cash account today within about an hour of trading. So
It was nasty. I mean, honestly, I've been well served to ignore the first 30 minutes.
I did.
Oh, fair enough. That's normally what gets me.
Yeah, I actually did today.
I'll find anything to do. I don't even come into the office. I just get the charts ready and then I leave. Because if I'm in here, I'm gonna be itching to trade something. So
Yeah.
charts lagging. Yeah, I think I may have hopefully we fixed the chart lag stuff today. Hopefully these are clear for everybody. It's hard to make it's hard to make a range this big visible to a YouTube stream in general. But yeah, hopefully we worked on that.
Definitely. I have mine much more condensed than usual.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to get stopped here. This was not a great entry. My 30 points is right here. I'd love to be above this wick, so I will bang back into this trade if it pops this and goes back in. It's a pretty big HVN it's putting in here too at 650. Yeah, let's find some high time frame context to look at also. Let's keep ourselves grounded and see what happened in the last 24 hours. All right, cool. Look at this.
Feels like it's been a year, 24 hours.
Every time I bring this up, it's the most hilarious thing I've ever seen. Okay. So here, right at the previous week low, I believe this is the exact moment that that we paused the tariffs and then ripped all the way to just about to the monthly open. I bought the top of the top yesterday and then sold slightly higher. That was a exhilarating feeling. And then yeah, we've just been drifting down. Now we're back in this balance. Maybe this was just a pullback for continuation. We should be healthy and good. Not sure. Yeah, they got me on that.
It's a big pullback, a limit down.
Well, when you're when you're limit up, which doesn't exist. When you have a 13% up day, I guess the healthy pullback is 7%, right?
Makes sense. Is that 70%?
Maybe a little higher up here, this overnight low. That's what I'll mess with this LVN a little bit. What is your advice for one who bought 17,950? I don't know.
Good job.
Yeah, nice work. You could sell it. You could hold on to it. You could gonna keep pushing. I see him stacking up there. There we go. Nice.
I'm in that.
Cool. So we just slapped back into that. It's not. I'm gonna go up here. It's not uncommon to just to get your stop run by a quick second and then need to get back in, especially if you're using market orders like I do or Leo does. Elias, you market in typically, right?
Yeah, and in this environment, that's a little unfortunate, but
Yeah.
it's what I do.
Yeah, it's just part of the process. So sometimes you got to mark it in, get a couple off, be prepared to get back into that if that idea is still there. We got more absorption up here, below the overnight low. All reasons that I'm trying to stay on the short side. This is also the +1 RTH VWAP standard deviation, VWAP. Jim spelled it today to be pragmatic, which I feel like is cheating. Big
What's your
time.
DLL? My daily loss limit is depending. It's between 1,000 and 1,500.
Do you
So when
do?
I hit it, it hurts, but it's not catastrophic.
I was gonna say, do you do any special math to come to that number? That building your own daily loss limit is kind of like a pretty personal experience.
Yeah, actually, I do, and I don't remember where I picked this up from, but it's something that looking at my average winning day
Mm-hmm.
over a time frame, and some people use 2 days, some people use a day and a half. I like to just use one day. So I look at my average winning day over about the last month, and that's what I set my daily loss limit to, because for me, if I lose one day, it's easy enough to get back. It hurts, but it doesn't really break my confidence. It doesn't mess me up mentally. It's real easy to just say, oh, well, I lost a day's work. See you
Yep.
tomorrow.
Yep.
That's kind of what works for me.
Yeah, same. I have to have it be an amount that it's enough to feel some pain, but it's not enough that it makes you feel like you need to chase to make up for it. I guess that's how I would put it. Because if you lose a bunch of money and it really hurts, then you can find yourself in a position where you're trying to get oversized, trying to make it back quickly, and that is a road that sucks to go down in all ways. So
And even though for me personally, like even if that's my average winning day, the day after a daily loss limit, my mindset and my sizing is normally going to be half. So like I'm going to size down a little bit. I'm just going to shoot to take good trades and make, try to recover half of my daily loss limit. I'm not trying to get it all back. Um, and having that mentality for me has led to more often than not just recovering the next day. Not trying to force, not trying to push. Just you got to find what works for you with these kind of things, because the mental aspect of taking a loss that takes you out for the day can be a challenge for a lot of people. It was a challenge for me for a long time. So finding different things that can work for you and trying different things can be helpful.
No, absolutely, man. You gotta realize too, when when you're in your process is gonna bring that money back eventually. Like, you don't have to rush to get it. You're not racing against yourself, and that's hard for me to remember. Sometimes I get blinded by
Yeah.
that very easily.
Yeah. And we talk about this from time to time, and I don't really have a good answer for how to do it, but taking the money aspect out of the picture is so important.
Yeah.
And I can't do that every single day. There's some days like today, I had a really good stretch in my personal account for, about a week and a half. Um, but I was base hitting. Even in this land of opportunity market right now, I was just base hitting, shutting it down, base hitting, shutting it down. And today, this morning, I came in with the mindset of I want to shoot for the stars. I'm seeing, and this is a fault of mine, and this can happen to anyone, right? Like, I'm seeing on Twitter, people are making 50K, and I'm like,
Yep.
well, maybe I can push for a little more. And what do? I take the L. So, and I know that about myself. I know when I focus on things like that, it usually leads to negative outcomes for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, sometimes you got to touch the stove, you know, remind myself that, hey, focus on your process.
Yeah. Um, it's it's so easy to get stuck in, comparison mode with other people. Um, most of whom you don't even know. They might not even exist.
That's true. They could
That
be photoshopping.
Yes. Um, but you get stuck in that negative feedback loop of like, because this is a game of limitless opportunity for good or bad, and you can get greedy quick.
Sure. I don't know if this is a good or a bad thing, but when we get on stream and we start talking, I stop paying attention to my trades.
Yeah. No, Merritt said it the other day. He's right, man. Like, trading in front of people it makes you trade good. I don't know why. I thought it was going to be the opposite. Um, I thought I was going to get smoked trying to manage this and talk to people, but it really is the perfect distraction. It gets me out of my own head too.
Yeah. Where are you? You're in from.
I'm in from 625.
Okay.
So after yesterday, I'm really focused on being on the right side of the V. So I let this one exhaust, and then I got in here, and then I got stopped, and then I got in here. So both of these trades, I'm very happy with that execution. I was on the right side of the V both those times. So that's a major process win for me today. Very happy with that.
I'm in one from 648.
Okay.
So I had closed my original first runner when it started coming back up into the 620 area. I kind of took a break even or scratch, maybe even a small loss. It's hard to tell how fast things are moving, but then I reopened once we popped that high, and
Yep.
we had a delta flip. I don't know if I can share my screen for a second.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, so we popped that high and we had that immediate delta flip right around the POC, and I just popped in with 3.
Yep. Perfect. Perfect. Nice trade, man.
Took some off here. I don't even know what prices I'm trading at, honestly. I just kind of look at the distance right now because of the way
Yeah.
things are moving. I took some off here where the start of this consolidation back here, and then I took some off at the bottom of that. And now I'm just holding this other one for, now that we're testing these lows here at the VWAP. you know, I'm looking to come back down to test this, but
Yeah, same. I would like to get back down to the point of control at least.
and I apologize for you guys if it's difficult to see my screen. It's just, you know, when you're managing a trade, you know, I want to see as much real estate as possible from my entry to where I'm going to see the structure along the way for potential places where we could get hung up.
Yeah.
But I guess, you know, maybe I'll just move the top down.
Matt, yeah,
Mhm.
so the right side of the V thing, I don't know if I can explain it as well as I could just show it to you. I tweeted a recap from yesterday's show where I was going over an execution of mine that was really bad. And basically, if you imagine like this is price, right? If we're in a downtrend and you're trying to short, this is price. You want to be on the correct side of the V, meaning that you want to let it reverse and then get in, as opposed to trying to pick the exact spot that it's going to reverse. So it's just a helpful way to remind myself to, wait for some sort of confirmation of a turning point there. Um, which I mean, which I got here. I don't know if you can go back on mine. Yep. So which I got here. If we're looking at this as a V, this is my entry right here. So I waited for it to show signs that it was going down. So I had a place to put my stop, that sort of stuff. And then we came down. And when I got in the second time after I got stopped out, I also waited for that, the correct side of the V, if that makes any sense. What's my rationale behind the buy limit? Oh, that's just so I'm only in one lot here. I got the first three off in this sequence, and so now I'm just trying to. This is the other side of the VWAP area. So if we reject this top side, I'm going to try to come down here, and I'll pull this down too once we get down here, um, and just see what happens. So it's just the rest of my bracket, I guess.
Well, I moved my stop down 100 points in profit when we hit 200 points, and it's gonna take me out.
Right? Isn't that
There it
crazy?
goes. Yeah, it is. It is. But that's what I was saying. Like when we get on stream and we start talking, I stop paying attention when I'm trading, you know, myself and I'm very focused. I would have, I mean, I would have closed that at VWAP. Woulda, shoulda, coulda. But I'm like, we're involved here. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, absolutely.
That's something that I've been kind of struggling with, honestly.
I might add.
I might get back in.
I'm trying to see what this reaction in IB
Yeah,
low
I'd be
is.
low.
I don't I don't like initiating trades off of the IB because it is crowded. So I'm just waiting, get some sweeps. Yeah, we'll try. So I'm going to add two. I added two here at 53. So now I got to manually go in and put those in. A couple buy limits in here.
I can't be mad about 100-point trailing stop out though.
No way. And then I'm just going to trail. I'm going to pull my stop down with that add to reflect, the proper amount of risk for a 3-lot position. These are micros. Um, and I'm just trying to keep myself and get above these wicks. So if this is what's happening, if it's walking down, we'll be able to capture that. We'll put this up here too. Nah, it's not really doing much. Yeah, we'll put them back. Yeah, this IB. I think that was IB is a horrible place for me to initiate a trade. That day with the that day with the big trade, Elias, that was an IB battle itself that I got stopped out of 9,000 times. I think. I'm
Mm,
pretty sure.
I'm back in here. 562.
Just a quick cliff ski would be really nice. Nice.
Ooh, yeah.
All I had to do was ask. Thank you, market. All right, so we got 53 to 13. There's a quick 40. Ooh, that was exhaustive though. They slammed it.
Yeah, now I'm gonna get stopped out
Ah.
on my runner. But overall profitable on that.
Oh man, yeah. The bid showed up big time. Ah, that was the 3 o'clock turn. Yeah, I can tell. I can tell I've been trading hard all week.
How many days have you borrowed from?
I mean, I've borrowed into May at this point, I'm pretty sure. I don't have much mental capital to barter with anymore.
Yeah, these days are, man, they're so exhausting. Like an hour feels like 8.
Get long, YM is leading. Another Dow enjoyer. Appreciate that, Eric. Yeah, I'm not gonna get long at all though. I'm not gonna do that. That's just my rules. I think what we've got, I can go over my just VWAP perspective in general. I don't know if I can show you the whole day with it being like able to be seen. But if we go back, I mean, look at this whole morning. Obviously, that is a pretty serious sale outside of the -2 deviation. It went down and ticked its limit and then said, never mind. And now it's reversed. But the way that I look at this is the bands have flattened out. Um, the profile doesn't look very good, but this shows me that the trend is at least relatively neutral. There's a pretty big LV in here that has been protected twice. So I'll just go ahead and watch that. If it gets up in here and rejects again, I'll keep hitting it short. Just because I want to stay on the side of that for scalps, because that is the most of the initiation from this day has been selling. And I won't beat it to death, but nice. They moved the point of control up here just now. Okay. Is there a Ninja Discord? I don't know. I don't know. We'll ask. You think Jim knows if there's a Ninja Discord? You think Jim has a Discord?
I don't think he does. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if he does. I don't think he does, but it would fit.
No Discord, Jim.
Jim is an interesting character.
We're gonna put we're gonna get Jim a Discord. I'm gonna be Jim's first Discord friend. I'll gift you nitro and everything. I'll get you some good Pepe emojis.
I'd like to see a segment, stories from Jim.
Me too.
When can we get that?
Tales from the Pit.
Tales from the Pit.
We could get yeah. I have so many great ideas for her already, and so we've only had 15 seconds of that idea. Elias. That's a great idea. All right. What else is the chat up to? AV says, follow your dreams. I'm starting to recognize. Oh, there's Omni. Hey, bud. It's cool to do this for long enough. You start seeing the same folks over and over again. I really appreciate you guys coming back and hanging out.
Nick says Jim's about to be a mod in OFL.
We know people. We know people, Jim. We can get you up there.
What's up, Nick?
Question for both of us. I don't use VWAP at all. Do you know of any good educational resources to learn about how to use it well? Yeah, there's tons. One of the first ones, there's Deli. I'm going to mention that right now. One of the first VWAP things I ever saw was, I think it was an old, like many years ago, NinjaTrader video, or it was just a Deli video. I don't remember, but Anthony went over how he uses different VWAPs and standard deviation bands. And then obviously Merritt has NADRO. That's a very intense course, I think. But he uses VWAP bands a ton and has a ton of knowledge about that. You can check that out. There's also Brian Shannon has many books about VWAP, anchored VWAPs. Those are three off the top of my head. Yep, exactly, Kurt. Look at Brian Shannon's book on anchored VWAP. He's also got videos on YouTube. Cool. But yeah, that was the first one. Deli, you were the first one that to show me what a VWAP was, like 4 years ago.
A VWAP?
The VWAP.
VWAP?
Have we heard Anthony say VWAP or VWAP? Which one is he on? Which team is he on?
How do you say average? Do you say overage?
Average. Average?
Do you say average or overage?
Average.
Okay. VWAP. V-wipe. V-whip today for sure.
He
This
says
this
WAP.
week.
Okay.
Well, I haven't given up on my idea. I'm in at 6:30. I had two. I took one off at about 590.
Nice,
I want to
dude.
say.
There you go. Now we're back to your chart. Look at it. Now
Then
you're getting it.
Back to even with price moving the way that it has, there's a certain, it's almost like a mechanical. It's crazy, but the way it's reacting in the same areas over and over has been pretty, if you wait for the right spot, it's kind of been doing the same thing.
Yep. Leo brings this up all the time when we talk about poor highs. This is a really good sign of absorption and then exhaustion if it can't break this.
Right.
Which isn't, that's not common use of that theory. That's something that Leo explained to me that I've always kept in mind too. This is also going to work because I didn't sell it the third time, and that is always the time that it is successful. So Elias, you can hold this runner for 1,000 years. I guarantee.
I will try.
Take it to the bank.
I mean, if it gives me another 200 point opportunity, I'm just going to take it.
I gotta get this 500 guy out of here. Oh yeah, there he goes.
Now I'm starting to see this. I don't particularly like it.
Leo's secret being given out? I don't know if that's a secret, bud. You said it on the podcast. I mean, I guess it's secret because only like 300 people listen to that. So it's kind of a
Which secret is that?
The absorption thing.
Oh,
That a poor high is actually a good sign of exhaustion.
I'm exhausted. That's for sure.
Yes. All right, clear this 24-hour VWAP and let's see you party.
Let's drill.
I might shoot some friendly fire here if I get an exhaustion symbol. Yep. Jumped into that. Let's see if I win. That got scary fast. Oh man. Something happened. Ah, stopped.
But you tried along? You doing
I
friendly
did.
fire here?
I did. Friendly fire lasted 10 seconds. I'm gonna try again. All right, we got one off. Okay. All right, so I'm long 460.
It looks fair. That's a fair shot.
This sucks though. This low is terrible. But buyers came in. Something happened. Somebody got excited.
For sure.
I only said it because of our 5 listeners. And Elias is one of them, so I don't know if that even counts.
Well, I listened to every episode 299 times. So it's me and one other person.
That's an interesting way to gaslight your friends.
No, I did. There was a few that I listened to 2 to 3 times just because there's so much good information in my opinion.
Is there really such a thing as a poor high? Yeah, I think just in auction market theory, the way that they talk about that, it's that. I mean, that's all we're talking about. Just a high without a taper, no excess,
Incomplete auction.
incomplete auction. Lots of different ways to say it. They all mean the same thing.
Well, they're really trying at this spot.
Yeah, you're winning, dude. Like I said. But I did get the flip. I got everything down here that I needed. That looks terrible. But this low is sus to me. Like there's all kinds of stops down here. Yep, got me.
The old 100 points in profit trail again. Of course, it's going to rip in my face now after they swept that.
I'm trying. Yeah, I got back in. Okay, got filled there. So that's what I wanted. Where's the dude I was talking about, the right side of the V? I just did the wrong side of the V, by the way. I should have waited for this to see if this low got a reaction here, which it did. It did sweep, and then it got this this bid absorption there. So that was a good sign to slap back in as soon as we were back above the VWAP. But
I thought getting long was against your rules. Didn't you say something like that?
yeah. I mean, we have friendly fire to do though.
Okay.
Yeah, plus the bid's got some vibes.
Ooh.
See what I mean? Can those sweepers get through? They keep reloading the bid. Maybe not.
Both sides are reloading.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
The seller is definitely present.
The seller is in the room with us right now.
But if they don't crack it soon,
What side are you guys playing? Michael, I like to play both sides, so that way I can always come out on top. No, I'm long from RTH VWAP, and Elias is short from much higher in a much better position. Ugh, those sweeps.
yeah, it's really tough because like I want to hold for the bigger target. At the same time, I don't want to give back too much profit.
Got this absorption right here, 500. And this is a pretty big point of the previous support here. And they can't crack it from below yet.
Stowe, what happened to the vol candles? Trevor's asking.
Oh, I changed the vol candles to 1 minute. That's a good question. We were having so much trouble with the data yesterday, and I think that what's going on is the vol candles are taking a really, really long time to calculate because there's so much volume. Yeah, I'm gonna get out of this trade because I hate it. Yeah. So I changed to 1 minute candles, and I worked really hard to still be able to plot Delta map and our other Delta tools from a different volume chart that's hidden in here. It's a second instance. So I think that is working better today. I don't know. It was pretty rough trading without I was just on pure vibes yesterday, Elias. I don't know if you saw it, but we just went to a 1 minute chart with nothing but a VWAP.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Hashtag friendly fire.
Stowe bought the high after we're up 2,000 points. Did you really?
I did. Yeah, I did. I bought the high.
Insane, man. All right, here we go. Come on. Crack it.
Go ahead. Crack it. I'm much more confident in those scenarios when it's long. Just because because I have more reps doing that.
Yeah.
It's much harder to do it short because the reps I have doing that short normally lead to a place where I get my face ripped off. So
Like I'm about to.
I don't know, man. I kind of want to get in right here. I like this absorption. What time is it? 3:18. Well, thank goodness we're both on the same time zone. Am I right?
There we go.
Back in it. Let's see if they can hold that absorption now. I'm trying to step on it.
These are not easy conditions, that's for sure.
Yeah, so 514. Get that candle to flip. The selling is ah. Ah, yikes. There it goes. Oh, we tried for continuation there. Didn't get it. Did you cut you still in, Elias? Nice. Good. Did you get in again?
I just got back in. Doesn't look great. I take a stop here. This might be my last.
I'm going to wait.
It's just at this point, the way this is moving, it's tough.
That was pretty gross down there, though. Like 50 points of, like, drop down just to do this. That's, yeah, I don't like it when it's not at least relatively clean. But if there were more buyers and sellers, though, that's all we can go off of. They're piling into it now. Just joined. Are we trying to get calls or puts? Neither. We are trading futures, Louise.
What are calls and puts? Not familiar with that terminology.
China deal is going to work out, Trump says. Okay. Thank you, Tracy.
Well, with all the little attempts and stop outs and paper cuts, I'm up 250 points since we started the stream, so.
Yep. Yeah, that's why
This
it's
is
important
getting
to
so
take those.
violent that, like, I don't know.
It's good to take those
I might just call
partials.
it here. We got a lot of time till the algo.
Yes, we do.
See what happens here. See if this
I got this
VWAP.
exhaustion here. I'm gonna try to lean on that.
I'm gonna go in with a wider stop here.
Pull this up here. Pull this down here. I was not fast enough. Took my original take profit. That was a lot of work right here at the IB. Let's see if we can hold that down. So I got in there based on this exhaustion bubble. I'm on the right side of the V if it goes down. That's the other trick of that right side of the V thing, is you only know if you're on it after the fact. There's a delta flip also. Kind of gives us a little more confidence on that. Come down and test the top of these. I'm going to get in there. I'm going to cover another one here, just because this is kind of like the inflection point of both of these two folks that have been fighting. I'm kind of looking at this like, yeah, this 520 is the divider. That's some velocity there. That's some aggressive. That's some aggressive.
Where are you in from? I'm in one from IB low.
Yeah, 574.
Oh, nice.
About the same.
10 points.
Yeah. 10 points is like a tick on this chart, dude.
I know. It's crazy. The Dom looks like Swiss cheese.
Yes, it does. Came up just shy of that view up. Almost got it. But now we're back down here in this fight mode.
I'll tell you, the great thing about this
Wednesday.
environment is you can trade 1 or 2 micros.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like all, for as long as you want.
Like I'm using a four micro bracket, and I feel like even that might be pushing it.
Yeah, I've been trading 2. Like I accidentally got into 4 at one point because I thought I had set it to 1. I was trying to get in 1 at a time, but I accidentally was 2 at a time.
Yeah.
But yeah, 2, 1, 3, after I've made some profits, if I want to just get back in 1 to try to, like, if I got stopped out on a runner, get back in 1 for the continuation of the same idea. It's much lower risk and the potential reward is great. I mean,
Yep. Sto, does my chart show the view? Yeah. The point of control is up here. It's this blue line. So point of control is 650, and that's for RTH.
so Arc Fan says he was in his car yesterday and accidentally shorted with ES instead of MES. Don't short and drive, Arc Fan. That is
Yeah.
a recipe for disaster.
Mobile trading is something you should definitely do not driving if you're going to do it at all.
And if you're going to do it as a buyer, not a seller. Well, they almost came right back up to my entry and they're flushing back down to these lows. I want to see these lows break so bad.
Me too. I'm not even happy with VWAP at this point. I want all of these wicks cracked.
I want to break 18,300.
Oh, that would be sick. I don't know if we're getting that.
That's really what I want. I want to see a test back inside of 300. I don't know if we're getting it either, but
Yeah. It's just like, I mean, what are we looking at here? We're looking at 400 points, but like my screen is only half the day, and that's already 400 points. So I don't even know. I mean, we'll move down when we get there, but that's why it's so exhausting. It's like it's a lot to keep in your mind. I think like you have to hold when you're trading order flow. You have to hold so many things in your mind at once. Um, like what are your rules? What are your bias? Like watch for your entry signals. Um, don't get in weird FOMO middle ground territory.
don't be a D for a T.
Don't be a D for a T. It's easy to be a D for a T in a market environment like this because the ticks
It
are all
is.
over the place. The spread is ridiculous.
It is.
What do I think the mock buys will be? I don't have a clue. Just wiggly. That's the only thing I know that the mock is going to be. It's going to be wiggly.
This looks like a long here to me, but I'm going to stay holding this short. I'm committed to my idea with this one runner.
Yeah, I didn't like this long before when I was in it, and they squeezed it off, but now they're back here. Like that was a counter trend trade. That I felt it. I felt like I was against the flow. I was swimming upstream big time.
Yeah.
All right, here comes view up. Let's see, get some sweeps. Yeah, baby. All right. Cool. We got him. You know what else is down here, Elias? My favorite number.
Oh yeah. That's major support.
Ugh.
I better close out of this.
And resistance.
It's everything. It's the world revolves around that number.
All right.
There we go. Give it some force.
I think point of control was at 18,300 before it moved up just recently on that last push. So we got 182 points in profit right now. That was a good sequence. That was a profitable sequence altogether. Thank you.
Nice.
Thank golf. I made a putt today.
I'm doing the same thing I did before, moving my stop 100 points in profit.
Oh, I'm a masochist, so I'm not going to do that.
You know, I'm not going to give back that much. If I have 300-point trailing stops and I didn't get my bigger idea, so be it.
It was 230, Brian? Fair enough. Thank you. I appreciate you. I knew it was down there. I'm just looking at this. I'm just looking at this volume profile, trying to see which one of these teeth were the previous point of control.
Buyers just need to relax and let it happen.
It's a process. It's a process.
Take my trailing stop again, make me get back in.
So I'm going to zoom out, if that's okay with everybody. Just trying to look for some downside targets and some previous supports here.
There goes my trailing stop.
Now we're testing this view up from below and all of this previous support here. So if we can fail this, it would be a good sign of possible continuation. That's what we're looking for. Is that true? European indices are up 4%. U.S. indices are down 4%. Crap. I don't like that, Elias.
I don't like it either.
Exhaustion.
Considering I just got back in. Are you long?
No, I'm still in that short, but
whoa, they just took me out.
Yeah,
fast.
exhaustion, delta flip.
But yeah, like I was saying before about the trading small and stuff, like if I'm trying to express an idea with one micro and it doesn't pan out, it's just so easy to say, oh, well, you know.
Yep.
I'm up, 375 points or so since we started the stream. Okay. I don't have to be right. I want to be right, but I don't have to be right. I just have to try to be consistently doing the same things.
I mean, entry is really important. Like your entry position in markets like this is so important. And a good way to give yourself as many chances to be right on that entry is, sizing down and giving yourself that opportunity to capture more points with less.
Yeah, Brian says it's much easier to add with micro, and it is. In this current environment, I'm not too big on adding, but in general, yeah, for sure.
Florida man, you want to zoom in? How far you need to go? How far can we get? This is pretty painful. This is what I would normally look at, is about 10-point increments, and look at how insane that is. Can't read much price action with that. But this does give you a good look at this is our delta profile. It just reset just then, and we see this bid delta down here, holding up VWAP again. Same story as it was when they were fighting over here. So this could have been a sweep below and continue. No clue. All right, I'm going to zoom out so I don't feel insane. Okay, there we go. Monthly VWAP is also down here at 350-ish, 344.
See, here it is again. I accidentally got into 2.
I mean, when they step on it, they're really stepping on it, though.
I got in at 472 and I took one off at like 440
That's great.
something, and I'm holding that one for the bigger idea.
It's a pretty big day for big ideas, man.
Oh, big range. It's like, it's worth it. The risk reward is there.
Yep.
You trade small. But you have the potential to, I mean, what was today's range? Almost 1,000 points.
Yeah.
Come on, the rotations are what, 200 points?
Yeah.
Half a rotation is a great trade.
That's kind of what I'm looking at in this. That might have been it. Wall size monitors. I mean, I'm pretty surrounded by crazy big monitors. If I got another monitor, I don't know. I don't know how I would explain that.
No, you haven't seen my setup. It's really bad. But most of my screen real estate is for work and stuff, but
Yeah.
I think I have what? I have 2 32s, a 48, and a 27.
Sick.
Yeah.
Sick. Setting up for a directional close. Not sure which direction. Yep. That's how I feel too, bud. That's how I feel too. I would trade off a Game Boy. That would be awesome.
Should
I'm
close
gonna need
under
to
the
get that
single
light.
prints. Where are the single prints? I can't even see them. Let me switch to my high time frame chart. See.
I think they got cleaned up
I don't see
because
any
I don't
singles.
have any singles that exist anymore. They got cleaned up.
Are you talking about 17 nines?
Wait, are you talking about the single prints like the 700 points worth of single prints, like all the way down here? You talking about this? You want to close down here? That would be crazy. All right, let's do it. We'll put our price target right there at the bottom. I won't be greedy. I'll leave 6 points of single prints left for the final target. Oh, you just meant the morning single prints. Okay. Omni doesn't want me to get a 1,000-point runner, I guess.
Monthly VWAP is at 340. I like 280. Target.
I should see what ES is doing too. I haven't really been paying attention. I assume they're in relative lockstep. Yeah. In the same theory. All those spikes. Yeah. Who knows? We got 20 minutes left. Anything could happen in the final 20. Oh, thank you, Tracy. Tracy, with the most helpful stuff ever in the chat. Euro stock 600 closed at 11. It was up 4%, but it lagged the move in the U.S. because the market was closed when Trump made the 90-day announcement. Oh, okay. So it opened gap up much higher and settled down. Great. Perfect. Thank you, Tracy. Tracy knows how every market does whatever it's doing. We've never said anything about Tracy, do you have any info on the milk auctions today? I'm trying to stump Tracy. Hi, sir. How many trades do you trade per day? Um, 20, 30. It depends on how you count a trade. Do you count an execution as a single trade? Do you count an idea as a single trade? So we can go back here. All these shorts, same idea. Took me three entries to figure it out. 4 actually. So I'd say I like to consider ideas instead of executions to be the trades. The 3 guys still trading milk are still asleep. Fair enough. I was trying to find an obscure market to trade, and that was the one I went for as a joke, and it's pretty illiquid. No, I guess pun intended on that. Thank you. Thank you. I hadn't dropped a dad joke yet, so. We lost the monthly VWAP there, 343.
Ooh. Some buyers stepping in there.
This is the first day this week that I've been on that we didn't get the L to M period stat. That thing has hit both Tuesday and Wednesday. Florida man, don't cry over it. That's funny. That's a good milk joke.
Okay, you're very close. Ugh,
All
frustrating.
right, we got 20 minutes left. We got to get some likes in the chat, folks. Give me some thumbs up. We'll see if we can ride this trade anymore.
Don't make me go full influencer.
That's right. Thank you, Nick. Nick will literally come out of nowhere and go full influencer, even though he's not supposed to be here today.
There we go.
You get your 280.
280.
Nice, bud. Good job. I'm still holding mine. I'm gonna watch this -1 band reaction here. See what we get. This is pretty aggro. Some pretty spicy stuff. I'll watch for exhaustion and stuff too. We'll see what we get.
Sometimes when you have an idea, you just gotta keep fighting for it.
Yep. Good trade, man. Very good trade.
So that is
I will be
about-
ready. I'll be ready to yeet out of this thing. Down here at this spot.
It's a total of 550, about 550 points since we started the stream.
That's insane, dude.
Trading very small, like very small.
Yeah, 2 micros, 2 or 3 micros.
Well,
All right,
one, 2, 3, yeah. Yeah, that was almost 200 points.
We're gonna get a reaction here.
It looks like it. They're
Let me look.
building.
Let me look left. I'm not
That
going to forget about it. Hey, Bill. You tell me a joke. That's a funny prank. Thanks, sweetie. April Fool's has lasted a very long time in my house. Once Willa figured out that she could play pranks, every day became April Fool's.
oh, they are still going, aren't they?
They're working on it. I don't know if this -1 is going to hold it or not. Like I said, this is pretty neutral. This is pretty neutral VWAP band work. So I will get out of this if we get back above 300. I'll just flatten. And let's see. Absorption there. Let's keep an eye.
You guys in the chat, you want to, guys want to guess the close for NQ or ES?
I bet they're going to go back up to 5. That's my guess. Yeah,
520.
It's ripping. I'm just watching this previous spot here.
The Cliffski getting Cliffskier. What is the Cliffski? I keep seeing that term.
It's like a cliff. Monthly VWAP. Yeah, everybody's trying to cover.
$18,705.
That would be a pretty wild close.
13
Yeah, all right.
minutes. It's possible. The
All right,
algo
I'm
might
out.
take us there.
I quit.
You
Woohoo!
quit. Don't
I
quit, Stowe.
I quit that trade anyway. That was pretty good.
Nice job, man. Nice
250.
job.
Not bad.
That's sweet.
With the algo coming.
Yeah. You've been knocking them. You've been having some home runs, man. Some big swings going on.
It's easy
great
to
to
do
see.
with
Yeah.
with a giant range like this.
Yeah.
Once I
it's
got it in my
amazing.
head. Yeah. No, every blind squirrel for sure. I gotta stay on the process. Not do dumb stuff. Not do dumb stuff like this friendly fire down here in VWAP. This broke a rule.
Friendly fire!
Nice. We got a friendly fire
Nice.
emoji.
Good one.
Perfect.
I think, the most important thing about all this, like right now is like, I mean, I can't let this stuff get to my head and I can't let these conditions, it's very easy to start thinking that this is how it's going to be and start trading like this and miss the shift when it happens.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Anthony, you're talking about these bars right here. Oops. These bars right here. This is a leg to leg delta profile. It's hard to see because we're trading in such a big range. But this resets every 60 points. And this is just showing the delta. Say it just reset again there. This is just showing the delta of this current leg that we're in.
We should really change our leg to legs to like 240 points.
You're right. But I mean, it gets really crowded though. I might as well just have a session delta profile up at that point.
Well, or even like 120, 120.
Yep. Maybe that's a good idea. I did just build it. I finished building this chart like, I don't know, 4 minutes before we got on. So I will, I'm happy that it worked. I'm very, very happy that we didn't have any data lag today. If I will have solved that, I will be so stoked.
Cool.
Your
I
leg
think
the
that
legs
this,
120 charts layer? Ah, sick. That's smart. Okay.
I think that the lagging stuff is just a function of this crazy, volatility right now.
Absolutely. Like right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. So there's our mock algo sending it to the literal moon. Just a quick 160 point candle. No big whoop.
Anthony's asking how he can get the leg to leg delta profile.
It's in the OrderFlow Labs tools. So if you subscribe to the NinjaTrader suite, it's in there. All the instructions are in there to set it up. Then you can customize it to your liking. Also, I can show you that while we're chilling. Open up my indicators tab. Yeah, so I believe volume profile. Yep. So it's just right here if you can see it. It allows you to set a tick compression, which I currently have to 12, which even then is microscopic, but that's as big as I want to go. And then rotation size, I have it set to 60. We can hit it to 120. This might make it angry, but we can see what the difference will be when it reloads. And then you can kind of see how you can customize that to your own liking. So this is a 120 range right there. Yep. It's fit. That's the best part about the OrderFlow Lab stuff is it's not, I don't even like to use the word indicators. They really are just tools. Like it's like having a really good saw and with customizable things. And you like, we're trying to cut wood and maybe Elias likes to cut wood a little differently than I do.
It's a saw to cut through the confusion of these markets.
Yeah,
I
that metaphor.
I don't cut wood.
That metaphor was obviously terrible, but you get the point.
It's a what are those tools that a Leatherman, kind of like a
Oh
Leatherman,
yeah, there you go. Kind of like that.
multifunction.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for bailing me out.
Saw.
It's like a saw, like a hammer saw.
It's like a lawnmower.
Big day's coming Saturday, bud.
What's
Gonna
Saturday?
Gonna cut that grass. It's
Oh,
gonna
yeah?
be nice.
You warming up? You warming up? Getting ready?
Yep. I got a
Getting
new air
pumped?
filter in there and everything.
Nice.
It's gonna be excited. I've had that lawnmower for 10 years.
You got a turbocharger on it or what?
No, it's just a normal piece of garbage lawnmower, but I love it. Yeah, first cut, fat fish. You get it. You get it.
Maybe the folks at NT Live will send you a nice shiny new red lawnmower for Christmas.
We should try to get Jim in here to hang. Elias, you should stop sharing your screen.
Oh yeah, sure, absolutely.
Mr.
Thanks for
Jim.
reminding me.
Sure, no problem.
It's easy to forget. Okay, should be good.
Well, that was a pretty good day.
Yeah,
I feel good about it.
it's hard not to feel good about this. Volatility equals opportunity.
Yes, it got in here. Wrote that down. That's all good. That short was good. These shorts were fine. Fine. I should have probably got back in there. I guess I maybe wimped out. Buying this VWAP for the meme was not fine. That's not good execution. It definitely broke my rules, but that's fine. And then, yeah, we finally got to the minus one, which was the ultimate target. And you can kind of see how, you remember when we started the stream, everybody, like this profile looked pretty gross. And they have done some work and smoothed it out quite a bit. It's still pretty gross, but that's about as smooth as a 500 point balance area can be, probably.
Yeah.
The VWAP bands are of the RTH session, not the 24-hour bands.
Well, thank you, Market Sniper.
Does anybody have any questions before we get out of here for the week? That was a pretty good week. I do feel every minute of it.
Yeah.
It's
This
wild
weekend,
how this can be exhausting like this, but it truly is.
you're gonna cut your grass and I'm gonna probably sleep
That sounds
all
good.
weekend.
That's awesome.
Because if next week is like this, I need it.
Thank you, 2020. Appreciate it. Appreciate you, Job. Thanks, bud.
Thanks, Joe. Yeah, man. Thank you guys for being here. Thanks for participating in the chat, liking and subscribing and, supporting NinjaTrader live stream.
Yeah.
When this is a lot of fun.
It's so much fun, dude.
Yeah, it's so much fun and we'd like to continue doing this for a long time. Glad you guys are with us. Hey, Jim.
Jim. Whoa.
What are you doing? What are you doing, Jim?
Jim was naked in front of his cat again.
Oh, Lord.
It's very inappropriate.
I learned from you, my friend. I'm just watching this. I mean, this is amazing. Look what's happening here. I mean, this is bananas.
Yep.
I guess that's a CMT. It's on the CMT test. Chartered market technicians. Just cut and paste this last minute, 2 minutes.
Bananas.
I mean, I'm looking at the S&P. You guys are looking at NASDAQ. It's amazing. Now we're pushing back up again into the initial balance from this morning.
Yeah.
That's insane.
It is nuts. But great trading, guys.
Thanks, man. We got some good ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
If nothing less, we're making 1,000-point ranges great again.
Yeah. Man,
and
the adjustment
I can
from
live
this
with
is gonna
that.
be brutal.
Oh no, yeah.
Oh.
Vol giveth and Vol taketh away.
Yes, it does. Yes, it really does.
It is. All right, we're almost there. We're just stalling a little short, getting into that initial balance for the NASI.
Yeah.
Can't quite do it.
This LVN really held here, this 700, after it sold off.
Yeah.
It held all day long, really. Wow.
They keep putting in this initial volume and then leaving it there, puking off of it.
Yeah.
I'll have to, I got to go back a couple days, see if I can see some patterns going on.
And I got a guy you could talk to about this.
Couple guys.
We got a couple guys. I know. Wow. I mean, the news cycle is brutal here, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it so is. Did anything else weird happen today that I missed?
No, but you have like this Fed speakers sometimes come out. Like Goolsbee was talking. Goolsbee's a guy from Chicago, the Chicago Fed. He came out and was talking.
Okay. Yeah, I
And
saw
he's
we had like
usually
4 Fed speakers today.
Yeah.
That must be a good gig. Jim, have you ever considered being a Fed speaker?
Well, I'm gonna put my application in.
Nice.
Cool.
J-
Yeah.
Dude, I will vote for you, Jim. Am I allowed to vote
Yeah.
for Fed speakers?
If I'm running, you're voting.
Hell yeah. That's awesome.
We'll do it that way. Wow. So interestingly enough, on the NASDAQ, we closed right at the daily pivot. That is something.
Wow.
That is something. But woof. Well, you guys are great job today. Seriously. I mean that from the heart. You guys are awesome. Love that you're here. You're taking tomorrow off though, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
No Fridays for
Yeah.
me. I might not even
Yeah.
open this thing.
I don't blame you.
Might just check in on Monday.
Well, I'll be with Pax and Shai tomorrow morning, and we have a Capital Preservation Friday segment.
Yep.
That's the name of it.
That's
Nice.
true. That's Pax's show. I always
Yeah.
watch that for sure. So I'll see you on there. I'll see you in the chat, Jim.
Same here.
Yeah, for sure. All right, guys. Well, listen, I appreciate you being here. Have a great weekend.
You too, Jim.
You know, be safe out there, and I'm looking forward to talking to you guys again next week.
Me
Likewise.
too, buddy. Thanks, Jim.
Take care.
All right, all right. We're going to wrap it up really quickly here, just with one or two observations. I'm just going to throw a 10-minute E-mini S&P chart. No, I want to do a daily chart up on the screen. And what I did was I calculated, this is a real calculation, not a fake one. Yesterday's giant green candle, I calculated where the piercing line, you hear me talk about the piercing line all the time on a daily candle. That's the midpoint, right? It's the midpoint of the candle, and it's at 52.48 and a half. I missed it by a tick on my line. And when I put it on there, I thought, okay, we're going to close below it, which could be super, super bearish. But we didn't. We actually pushed up above it, up to that almost to that 38.1% retracement, right where that 8 EMA is. So we're not out of the woods yet, but we do have a little bit of hope in the fact that in terms of this market going up, in terms of that piercing line. And then we have this old area of support, which is now resistance, which is just it's a formidable area. So I put a rectangle in there as well, right at the 50% fib as well. So to get back into bull mode, eventually, I think we need to start closing above there. Not quite there yet with 2.3 million traded in the E-mini S&P today. Let's just look at the other side of the spectrum. Well, we got to look at gold too. Gold's almost at 3,200. Me and Shai talked about that this morning, but let's take a peek at that right now, real fast, and then we'll go to notes, and then we'll be done. We're not to the 30. We're not quite. What's the highest? What's the high? The high, 31.94 spot 3. We're almost making new highs again. We're a couple ticks away. This is a force to be reckoned with. Gold is just on a tear. And in retrospect, this was a good kind of look. This was kind of a good tell on what's happening with the equity markets. I didn't really catch that till now. But in any event, I expect we're going to get that 3,200 pretty quickly here. Lastly, but not leastly, 10-year notes. Not 10-year notes, 30-year bonds. I'm going to go 30-year bonds. Big sell-off again. A big sell-off again. We had a decent auction, actually. I mean, we still had this big sell-off here. So this is not boding well for any of the equities either. I mean, we're back to where we were 2 days ago, where equities are down and interest rates are down as well. Big time here. So we'll take a peek at how that impacts the Fed funds prediction websites to see what they're thinking about in terms of cuts. But this is a bearish move. We're below this area support resistance, that rectangle right there, and breaking fast. So again, I got a bearish disposition here in the 30-year Treasury bonds. All right. Well, having said all that, we did a lot of work today. We had a lot of exceptional talent all day long on NinjaTrader Live. It's going to continue. This is just the start. Tomorrow morning we'll be at it bright and early at 8 o'clock East Coast time. So pop in. We're not done. Friday we expect some fireworks as well. Having said all that, folks, most important message of the day as usual: be safe out there and be good to each other. Thanks for coming.